Rossa Batten-Booms.
We always asked ourselves where was the boom of Luna Rossa, and also the team always told something the boom is there, but you cannot see it, and was always a little bit not clear what was the boom and what wasn't the boom. And actually, in the web series they launched in 1 month ago,
Yes, something like.
we could see something about this kind of boom, no?
Exactly. There is an image in the loft where you can see the finishing of the one of the mainsail foot, and so you see clearly a pocket for something like a curved button. So you see from the width of the pocket, you see that there cannot be inside anything that works as a let's say solid part, a solid piece. It's for sure a flexible part. But since this part has to follow the central curve of the cockpit division that Luna Rossa has, you have already a curve on a vertical plane. So this button is starts, let's say, horizontal and then goes down to follow the deck and the stern going down. But for sure you will have some kind of flexibility in this part. So each of the two twin mainsails have a flexible part at the foot. This looks like. Then also there is something like a box for control at the very end, so close to the clew of the sail.
Exactly. So we saw more or less all the other teams have a, let's say, traditional boom with the two skins of the mainsail, which are going around the boom itself, and then the control is the control of the shape is just the back part of the clew of the mainsail, just pushing and pulling the first button, which is quite low, and so a button designed to be compressed in a certain way, so to have the maximum, the draft, so the position of the maximum camber in a certain position.
In this case, Luna Rossa got rid of the boom itself, so they said, okay, since the sail will stay in the center line, there is no real need. We already have something that is stiff enough to keep the clew straight when we want it straight. So basically, the hull itself is stiff enough, no? To if you pull it close enough, you have a stiff part there. So you can just play with the buttons since the beginning of the sail, since the very lowest part of the sail.
Exactly. Obviously, the curved, let's say, boom or button, it's something we can see, for example, on moths, and it's something which is working really well if you want to do a deck sweeper mainsail, no? In the moth, obviously, you need to have some space at a certain point to pass from one tack to the other. But in this case, we saw the crew of Luna Rossa is just passing behind, or maybe it's not passing at all from one side to the other, because they are for sure studying something like two helmsmen in the two different positions. So for sure they are studying something not to move the crew. But anyway, they can have all the gap closed, so with this curved button, and then they can regulate the shape, so horizontal camber of these buttons, and also the different position, the different cambers between the inside and outside button, with a control system which is probably something which is hidden behind the mainsail itself. The controls there are actually free, totally free, so you can control the mainsail however you want. So we hypothesized at a certain point that there was a like pantograph system inside, able to move the button in different ways, to open and close the button in different ways, and to control the camber of the bottom part of the mainsail as well as possible, no?
That way, maybe seeing this part of the sail, maybe it's even easier than this. So it's instead of being a piece made out of solid parts, it's probably just a matter of a flexible button or something like a button, and kind of control, which can also be lines, now, for example, the Enigma lines or something like this. So it's, but anyway, let's say the concept is the same. So starting from the very bottom with the shape you like, and so be able to make the whole sail marginally flatter. So you have a little bit more shape in the bottom, where you don't have that much heating moment and so on. And so having the ability of producing a sail much flatter in the middle and top. So that's the goal when you try to achieve something like this. The traditional boom forces you to have in high wind like a zero camber sail, which is better than having the draft after than the 50%, but is not the best.
Exactly. So actually, it's a way of let's say the mainsail design can be flatter, and so can count a little bit less. we can tell, and so you can have a really cambered mainsail, so a really deep mainsail. When you want, you just need to deepen the bottom part how you want, so in the precise manner you want, and then have the mainsail as flat as you want when you are going fast and flying, you know?
That's the goal. Everybody's working on solutions like this, but getting rid of the boom is for sure the most advanced solution we saw so far. So very, very interesting from Luna Rossa.
We will see if this will be copied like the central
looks like because when they want to have depth in the bottom, they have some serious depth. So it's exactly. You can see from the photos. So it can be very, very, very good solution.
For sure.
Then you cannot ease the clew that much. So this can also be a problem. But we will see. Okay, ciao. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye bye.